Ashley here, and today we're going to be making layout 1 of 3 using this fun, fabulous, fresh paint paper pack and coordinating stamp set with thin cut. Order your paper pack from my website and I will shoot you the cutting guide for free. We got tons of fun techniques, so let's get to it.
All right, to start us off, we have our die cuts. So you can see we have 3 of the large stars, 2 of the medium, 2 small, and then 3 of those bubbles, I guess. To start us off, we're going to do the small star, and we're going to do that in candy. So I have my Versamat flipped over to my foam side. If you don't have that, then you can use the foam from your stamp set. But I'm going to go ahead and grab the little star. I'm going to put this on my, my little itty bitty 1x1 block. I have not used this before, so I'm going to season it just by kind of pressing it on my hand a couple times. Let me open up my candy apple. Bring these guys down. Oops. And there is 1. And 2. And then this stamp set's fun because it kind of has this like texture look to it. And then I'm going to clean this off with my stamp chamois. Okay, so next is going to be that medium star. I'm going to go ahead and grab Nectarine. And then I am going to grab the medium star. It doesn't quite fit on my 1x1, so I threw it onto a 2x2. Let me bring these down. There we go. I like to figure out my orientation normally before I start stamping. And this is, again, this has a little bit of a texture to it, which is kind of fun. It's not just your typical solid star. All right, and that is our Nectarine. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off real quick with my stamp chamois and put that back. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled out that large star, and this is on my 3x3. Now be careful when you pull this one off the carrier sheet. They're extra sticky when you first get them. And these are a little bit thinner and they could tear. So always make sure you walk that off. Now we're going to do kind of a fun technique. Okay, I do want to check my orientation. Okay, and that is good for all 3. And then we're going to do kind of a half nectarine and half candy apple. So to do this technique, you want to go into your lighter color first, which is going to be nectarine, and then candy apple. Oh, you know what? Here, let me do that. Okay. So, all right. And I set it down and I rotated it. Now, which way is... Okay, that's the top half. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit over half of my stamp in nectarine, okay? And then I'm going to turn it around, and then I'm going to just kind of slightly overlap and tap it a little bit to kind of transition over. And I'm going to bring this down so I can actually line it up, and I realize that's not right. That's not right either. There we go. Okay. I rotated my block. All right, and then I will press and hold that for a couple seconds, make sure all my ink transfers over, and then you can see I get this fun kind of ombre look, okay? So let's try that again, and then again I'm going to do about a little over half in nectarine, and then the other half, and then I'm going to kind of tap a little bit to overlap, so get kind of a like slight blend. And ooh, there we go, I got the right orientation. Okay, so you can see just that fun transition with 2 colors. So let's do one more. Again, one side and then the other side, kind of lightly tapping to blend. There we go, yeah, like that. In. So you can kind of see how lightly tapping, how you're kind of getting that slight transition between the colors. All right, that's it for these. On to our Bluebird. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed that kind of bubbly looking shape, and you want to do Capri and Bluebird. So we're going to use a slightly different technique. This is called the rock and roll technique. So I am again going to start in my lighter color, which is Capri. I've already kind of seasoned this against my hand, and I'm just going to ink up the entire thing in Capri this time. And now I'm just going to kind of roll this. Okay, now if there's anything on my block, I can use my stamp chamois to kind of clean that off. I don't really want to get ink on here. You can clean it off, but I don't want it to transition to a different project. It's sometimes hard to see. Okay, so again, this is one that's got another fun, like, kind of texture look to it. So I'm going to do that same technique. Okay, again, I will ink it up. And then now this time, I'm just barely going to hit up the edges. Just barely. Okay, and I'm just showing you the difference. All right, let's line this up. Toss it down. And then the next one I'm going to, so you can see just a little bit of hint versus a little bit more. And then for our third one, I am going to go to town on it. All right, do a lot of rolling. There we go. So just wanted you to see, same technique, how different you can get, right? Which one's your favorite? I actually really like that dark. I think because I like that. I like that Bluebird color. Capri's pretty too, but. So let me clean that up, and I think we're ready to start assembling. All right, so we're going to go ahead and work on that left page. So that is a black cardstock for your base, and I'm going to use my gel roller, and we are just going to do a little border. Now, a hint to do the border, I like to bring my hand down using my Versamat. Gives me kind of a nice line. Now, if you're one of those perfectionists, you're welcome to use a ruler, but I think it's easier to kind of just drag your hand down the paper than it is to kind of do the whole like moving your hand thing. I get a much straighter line. And then this helps me kind of line up. And you can see how easy and quickly we get that fun border. I like the white gel pen. It really does add kind of a fun pop. All right. Okay, so next we need those two sprays. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab our kind of spray paint splatter page, and then this is going to go about 1 inch in on either side and 1/2 inch down. So this is where that Versamat is real useful for adding your placement. And it's going to be kind of the same at the top and the bottom. So again, that is 1 inch in and just 1/2 inch down. Same thing on the bottom. Oops, moved my page. There we go. Okay, 1 inch in, 1/2 inch down. Perfect. Okay, how fun is that? Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and grab our, what is this one? This one is Capri. And then about 1/4 inch from the bottom, we are going to tear. And you're going to tear towards yourself. So generally you want that white edge to end up showing. Okay. So, tearing, oops. so we got that nice white edge, and then I am going to grab my pen, and I'm going to do a stitched line just across the top. Now, again, it's normally easier for me to come down, so I'm just doing a stitched edge, and this is along the side that we did not tear. And then we're going to need a little sponge next, and we are going to ink this up a little bit, adding a little bit more texture and depth to the edge. So we have that lighter edge at the bottom with that white showing through. We have this fun stitched border at the top, and now we're going to bring our sponge in, and then so this is a previous one that I've done, and I'm just going to cut another wedge. Okay. I'm going to bust out my Capri. And my whiter edge goes there. And then I'm simply going to add a little bit more texture and depth to the edges. So this is that tone on tone. So it might not pick up that strong on the camera, but I can kind of see that nice subtle. And so I am doing the edge, and in some spots I'm going to come in and do a little bit on the actual paper, and I'm only going to do the edges I did not tear. So once again, I am definitely doing the edge of the paper, and then adding some darker spots, lighter spots. It's like spray paint. I do want it to be a little bit rougher. I do not want a nice uniform blend on this. I want dark spots. I want light spots. I can even kind of come down further in some areas than I did on others. But again, it's just kind of building all of these elements together. All right. And that one goes, what is it? 1 3/4. Let's see here. Yeah, this is going to go at right around, what is it, 2 1/4 inches down from the top of your page. Yeah. So again, 2 1/4 from the top. 2 1/4. Okay. And then I am about 1/4 of an inch in on either side. So you can see that nice. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and grab Nectarine, and I'm going to be on the lighter side of Nectarine, and I want to be about 4 1/4 inches from the top, and then this runs all the way across your page. Okay, so 4 1/4. Perfect. And then you need your sticker sheet. Okay, so we are going to bring in this guy here, and we are going to go 1/4 inch from the bottom of that Nectarine piece. Oops. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then we need to go ahead and bring in our photo mats and our photos. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my 3 photo mats and my photos so I can get those glued down. Now, a hint when you glue these down, so mine aren't done yet, you want to make sure that you don't put tape at the top of the right one, because we're going to be tucking in some of our fun, like little bubbly shapes up here, okay? So I am going to be about, 3/4 of an inch in from the edge, and there's about 1/4 of an inch gap between my pictures. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue my center one first. Actually, I realized I want to be a little bit lower than I was. And so I'm just going to do more tape towards the bottom of this one. And there we go. And then, okay. All right. Time to add some, what do we need? Some embellishment, right? To bring in some stickers. Okay. Actually, I realized we want to add our zip strip accents to the top. Now, these are just going to kind of be centered on each picture, and they are going to go line up right with the top of the picture. Now, if you do not have, I'm grabbing tweezers. If you do not have your photos down, yeah, that's gonna stay there. If you don't have your photos there, that one's stuck, then you could also put them kind of slightly raised above, which actually now I'm kind of sad I didn't do that, but that's just because this picture in particular, I might have to alternate it and just make it look like that, even though I already have one down, just so it's not hiding my others, my face on that one in particular. Now this one, I'm not going to stick all the way down yet because I want to still be able to tuck some stuff underneath my photo. I am going to gingerly see if, and yeah, I'm not going to risk that. I don't want to do that. So we're at an alternating design choice. That is what that is. This is how the layout actually what, but okay, so other things that we need of these cool bubbles. So bubble is going to go tucked under here. Let's see, what direction do I like this? Like that. I'm going to do mine so it's kind of sticking around that edge right there. Let me find my sticker sheet. We need here and now. Okay, we're going to build kind of a little cluster with that. I need another one of these guys, so I'm going to go ahead and use my one that's got a little bit more to it. And here and now is going to get stuck there, and this is going to go here. Okay, actually, yeah, right about there. I like that. I am going to add a little bit of tape to my die cut. And so I'm kind of lining up the gap under, the gap between here and is going to line up with the gap in my picture. Okay. And then we need an arrow. That one, oh, it must be that blue one, because that's the only arrow I am seeing. And that is going to point to here and now. It's going to fit in that little gap. Right, and then we're going to bring in some of those star die cuts that we've done. I'm going to place one at the top here. All right. Oops. Actually on. And then, so I'm going to have it kind of run along my edge. And then I'm going to do one of my green and one of my candy apple. Okay, so that's these guys. And these are just going to kind of make a cute little cluster. Okay, so I like that there. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and glue these down. Now you can also pop these up with foam tape. Give it some dimension. I've been trying to fit more in my books and use slightly less foam tape. All right. And let's do this little one right there. Perfect little cluster. And then this guy, I don't think I actually taped down yet. Tuck him underneath. Perfect. And then we are going to add another sticker. We're going to add "You've Got This." And that is going to get kind of, let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to tuck it under. Okay, I like that there. And then we're going to bring in some more stars down here. So same thing, we need one big, and then we need one candy apple and one of the nectarines. And we're going to do another star cluster. Okay, so things I'm paying attention to is the direction. I don't really want to do like the same exact direction with my stars and my kind of clusters. I do like how they both have orange at the top, but this one's more of like to the right, and this one's going to be more of to the left, just to get some variance. And then I'm going to have this orange one down there, and then my little red one is going to kind of go up here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue that down. Okay, I'm going to add my orange. And then, last but not least, that cute little red one. Okay, let's see. My favorite tweezers. I have no idea what happened to them. I don't know if it was my toddler. I don't know if they somehow ended up in my trash can. But these ones have like gunks of glue on them and will not come off. Okay. What am I missing? Oh, the acrylic pieces. Okay, how fun are these? Oh my gosh. And they've been getting the acrylics thinner and thinner. Super awesome. So I need to dig out, I want the outline of a heart in black. Okay, so what they've done is they've kind of cut it out so you get an inside heart and an outside heart. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that inside one back in. And I just need the outside heart. And I don't want this to go anywhere, so I don't know. My favorite thing for acrylic pieces is some liquid glass. Bam. Okay. Let me put the lid back on that thing. And then I need one more little sticker, and that is going to be Timeless. Okay. And Timeless is going to go in my star. Actually, let me make sure I like it there. Do you like it more centered, more up at the top? Yeah, I like it right about there. That looks good, bringing in that into that star. All right, and that is our left side. So our right side's very similar. So we're going to start again the same by going ahead and doing that to the outer edge. Okay. So I'm going to move my extra pieces over. I'm going to drag this down simply from top to bottom of my paper. And then, actually like when it's got a little bit of wave to it. I think it gives it more, I don't know, personality. Yeah, okay. And then it's kind of the same thing as before. All right, you're going to bring in your spray paint pages, or spray splatter, and it is going to be, what was it, 1 inch in from the edge and a 1/2 inch from the bottom. So same for the top and the bottom. And then we're going to need to do that same thing with our Capri piece of paper again. Okay. So once more, I am on the darker side, and I am just going to tear about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Main thing is to make sure you don't have that straight edge at the bottom showing. Okay. Oh, actually I like that. Okay. Throw my scraps away. Bring in your pen. Do a dashed line across the top edge only. So again, the one that you did not tear. And you can see how quickly you can do that. Now the dash lines, I do move my hand. I just drag my hand down, but I cannot quite do that with the dash. All right. So once again, we need to add some texture and pizzazz to this guy. Bust out your Capri ink and that cute little sponge that we cut. Add some color to the edge, giving it more of that uniform look and tying in that spray painted paper. So this is a real fun workshop to do because it has a lot of neat inking techniques. I love the two-toned, the rock and rolling on the die cuts, inking the edges. It's just a lot of those fine details that you don't always remember to do. So, okay, so there we go. Let me set that aside and glue this down. I think it was like, let me just see. Okay, 2 1/4 inches down. Okay, 2 1/4 inches down. Bam. All right. Okay, so next we are bringing back in our other Nectarine piece. And again, we are on the light side. And I want to be, 7 3/4 from the bottom, or what's that, 1 2 3 4 3/4 from the top. I'm going to go ahead and secure this guy down. Okay. All right. And then I need to bust back out my sticker sheet. Remember that zip strip? Or the sticker strip, I guess. And again, this is going to be 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of that Nectarine. And then I'm going to bring in my photo mat. And just as a reminder, I am on the dark side. I'm going to go ahead and glue my photo down. This is a fun trip. This whole workshop, I am scrapbooking.
Your Wi-Fi name and password has changed.
Okay, sorry. Chaos, my dog started barking. So here, he's still barking. Yeah, Legoland. But this one is going to go about 3.5 inches from the top, and it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch in on your, what is that, Capri? Actually, no, sorry. There we go. It's going to go 3 3/4 of an inch down. My bad. Because we are going to put some stuff on top. And about 1/4 of an inch in, or 4 inches from the bottom if that's easier to measure. And then there is this guy. Now we are using this fun writing, but this, anyone who does racing, that is a fun paper to use. Okay, so I'm going to aim for my center. I'm just going to do a real quick fold where I'm only folding my center corner there. And then I'm going to snip up. And then I'm going to go from the corner to that snip, or apparently right just barely above it, because I got slightly off, but there we go, perfect. And then I want to be on this side, and this is going to be 1 inch down from the top and 1/4 of an inch in. And this is my awesome journaling spot. Okay, so from the top. Okay, and if you notice, you kind of have similar sizing there. Now, your journaling strip. I don't know about you, but writing without lines can be eek. All right, so what I am going to do is I'm going to use my Versamat. So you can actually add just a little bit of glue to the back, and then I'm just going to kind of line up on some lines. Okay. I am going to bust out a ruler. And then, oh, actually before I do that, I need to put a stamp at the top of this guy. So let me pull my stamp set back out. And we need So Rad, and then we also need Bluebird. Okay. I'm just going to do that so I don't have to retape it. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my 3-inch block to do this, and I'm going to go ahead and put my sew, and I'm going to put my rad. Okay, and I'm doing that so I can see about, okay, how's my placement, right? And then I have not used this one yet, so again, I either want to ink it up. I could also ink it and stamp it off on a piece of paper just to make sure it's working fine, that I'm not getting any weird spots or anything. Okay, looks good. All right, and then this is just going to go kind of centered at the top of my paper. So rad. There we go. Now I can add my journaling lines. Okay. Moving my aside. Okay. That. Okay, so I do want to skip, so like this, I would not write above that. So you do need to make a decision. Do you want small lines or do you want larger lines? I'm probably going to cut the journaling on the other, my second layout, since there's a large spot here. So I want to make sure I have plenty of room. So I am going to start here. Now I have my ruler so that I am lined up, and I'm going to do just 1/4 inch in to 1/4 inch. Okay. And then I'm going to go down to the next line, just lining up with my Versamat, 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch. and then just repeat all the way down. All right, so then I'm just going to pop this up so you can see my lines. Now, other hints on this. You can lightly do the same thing in pencil. Write your journaling in pen. Make sure it's completely dry, 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 completely dry. Even orange, one of those fun colors on this one. Okay, but now I can go ahead and bring this back in. I need to add some more adhesive to the back of this, but adding a piece of it helps kind of keep you lined up. So this is just going to be a half inch border, so that it's there. And then we only a couple more pieces. We're going to bring in our fun zip strip, and so again, this one I need to have kind of slightly raised because our faces are in the way, so I can't really do it lower. And then we have some more die cuts. So rad, our little teal piece, not teal, Capri and Bluebird is going to go there. And then we're going to have this fun star. Let's see, how do I want that with my face? Let's see. I'm playing with it. They have it where it like kind of like goes more onto, but yeah, that's not going to work for me. Do I want it to kind of as I play around and figure out how I like this. Okay, so I think I'm going to do something like that, where it kind of frames my head, and this is going to come up instead of coming down. Let me double check. I like that tucking. Nah, I like it kind of coming up like that. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and use my star for the reference for pinning this into place. And then now I'm going to pick up the top so I know that's on the top, keep my finger on it, add my tape, and then I know my finger goes back at the top. All right. They do bring in a little sticker. So I'm going to use the little red one next to the smiley face. And let's see, I'm going to have, it right here where it's kind of half off, half on. Okay. And then we have another sticker. They use Stay Golden. Okay. And then that is going to kind of go in the middle of my last journaling line. Now I could have left that one off. Since I didn't, I'm going to center it on that line. And then I want this larger teal heart. And that's going to kind of go, again, I'm just kind of using that last line so it's kind of hanging off, looking super cute. And again, whoa, kind of gushed a little bit. Using that liquid glass. And all right, we are done with layout 1. And this is our fresh paint. So let's bring in both sides. Okay, now I just need a journal. But you can see, look at that. How fun. This is perfect for amusement parks, race days, baseball games, actually a lot of sports, teenagers. So this is a really versatile kit. I'm super, super glad they've brought this one out. It also is more, I don't want to say boy, but it's not flowers. So heck yes. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed crafting with me. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if you order the papers, then I will send you the cutting guide for free. Ladies and gentlemen.